Hey folks, Eric Bray, Focus Fishing Guide Service. Got another video fishing report for you for Table Rock. It is Tuesday, December the 11th. Second time on the water since I've destroyed the boat. Got to thank Phil Stone, another guy down here in Table Rock, for letting me use his boat today. Going to get out and fish this afternoon. It's Tuesday, I'm shooting this, so about 10:30, and I will be probably not get this posted until sometime tomorrow on Wednesday. But did get out. Have been catching some fish. As far as our lake level is concerned, we're at 912.18, which new lake level at 915 puts us 2.82 feet below normal. So a little bit low, almost 3 feet low, about the same as it was last week. Water temperature, we're right around 49.50. Hasn't changed a whole lot. Might warm up a little bit. They're calling for a lot of rain this week, so that should influence the lake level and should influence the water temperature. It's supposed to be a fairly warm rain in the low to mid 50s, so we should have some fairly warm rain, and it should raise the lake level a little bit and raise water temperature. But if you guys are coming down, say you're going to fish the lower end of the lake, best bite by far right now is still a deep bite. To be honest with you, right now I've not been fishing a whole lot shallow just because the deep bite has been so good. Catching them on the Jewel Scuba Spoon, we're catching them on the jigging wrap. Out there a lot deeper than you expect them to be. Most of the fish are suspended in that 30 to 60 foot range over 50 to 90, 50 to 100. The overall depth really doesn't seem to matter. The key is just finding the shad. If you can find the schools of shad, you'll find fish around them, you'll find fish under them, even if they're not feeding. If you can find the fish around shad, you can usually get them to bite just by working the bait through the shad down into the fish. Can catch a few on a football jig, can catch a few on a spider jig. Caught a few on a Jewel football jig, both 1/2 ounce, 5/8 ounce, typical colors, Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy. Those are working. Matched up with a J-tail, matched up with a beaver. Spider jig's working as well. So if you want to target smallmouth, you want to go throw a jig. I can tell you, you're not going to get as many bites on a jig as you will out deep, but you will catch some quality smallmouth, both with the football jig and the Jewel Pro Spider jig. 5/16, 7/16, typical colors, Okeechobee blue, peanut butter and jelly, green pumpkin candy, all those colors are working, matched up with a speed craw. Most of those fish are going to be on those rock mixed with gravel points. Definitely seem to be the better points for those. And those fish are anywhere from about 12 to about 18 foot deep. They're a little bit deeper when it's sunny. They'll be out as deep as 25, but most of them seem to be in less than 20 foot deep right now. Didn't really throw a crankbait down there at all. Go up into Kimberling City where I am today. Again, deep bite's been really strong. The deep bite's been strong all over the lake, but it's been really strong to lower end, Kimberling City and the white. But definitely want to have a Jewel Scuba Spoon tied on. Definitely want to have a jigging wrap tied on. Both of those baits are working. Again, these fish are going to be deeper than you expect them to be. They're going to be out over as much as 120 foot of water, suspended down 30 to 50 foot deep. They will be a little bit shallower on a sunny day like we've got today, because it does tend to bring those shad up, and then the fish will follow them up. But again, the key is finding shad. If you find shad, especially if you find shad with a few fish around them, you're going to catch some fish fishing deep right now. Jig bite's good here as well, just like down at Kimberly, or just like down at the dam area. Jewel football jig in 1/2 or 5/8 ounce, Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy, peanut butter and jelly, matched up with a J-tail, matched up with a speed craw, matched up with a beaver on these rocky points, rock mixed with gravel more than just rocky points, working it slow along the bottom, 10 to 20, 25 foot deep at most. Catch a few on a spider jig around boat docks as well. That bite's been pretty strong. Jewel Pro Spider jig, 5/16, 7/16, same colors, Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy, brown purple flash even, with a speed craw on it around the shade of boat docks. But definitely key on those deeper boat docks, the ones that are maybe 8 to 10 foot deep on the backside. Then when you get to the lake side, they're 15 to 20 feet deep. Seem to be the ones that are holding the bulk of the fish. Have been hearing some guys talking about catching them on a crankbait down here as well. Wigglewort, rock crawler, curve 55 on those steeper 45-degree chunk rock banks. Catching fish, especially on windy days. We don't have a lot of wind yet today. They are calling for some high wind this afternoon, so we might throw a crankbait a little bit. It's hard to say, but definitely catching fish on a crankbait. 7 to 10 foot deep, and you're basically just paralleling the bank. Get the boat up against the bank and throw parallel to the bank and make sure you're maintaining bottom contact. Reel that bait down and let it hit the bottom, and then work it slow. Once it's on the bottom, don't keep cranking it hard. Work it slow so it's kind of ticking off of the bottom. Go up into the James River, and crankbait bites a lot better up the James. A lot more fish coming on a crankbait up the James. Talked to a buddy of mine who was up there over the weekend. He did really well with a wigglewort and a rock crawler. He didn't really throw the curve at all, but he was catching them on a wigglewort and rock crawler in that 7 to 10, 7 to 11 foot range. Throwing, just your basic crawdad colors, parallel on those steeper rocky banks, a lot of those channel swing banks, both in the creeks and on the main lake. It seemed like he said the bite was better up around Cape Fair and on up than it was down, though the water was colder. He was seeing 45, 46 degree water up there versus 49 to 50 down here. I'll catch him on a jig up there as well, Jewel Pro Spider jig on those chunk rock mixed with gravel banks, 8 to about 18, 20 feet deep. Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy, brown purple flash is usually a real strong color up there as well, and doing better with a speed crawl as a trailer than a beaver or anything else. Go up into the White River, and you definitely want to throw that deep bite. The deep bite is really good wherever the water's clear and deep. And again, these fish are going to be deeper than you expect them to be. They'll be suspended out there anywhere from, 30 to 60 feet deep, over 50 to 100, even over 120. It's just wherever the shad are. If you find schools of shad with fish around them, you can get those fish to bite by using either a Jewel scuba spoon or the Rapala jigging wrap. Use your electronics, find the shad, find the fish, and you'll get bit. Fishing deep right now. Jig bite's pretty strong up there as well. Jewel football jig, 1/2 ounce, 5/8 ounce, Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy. You guys know the colors that I like to use and have been really effective up there. Matched with a J-tail, matched up with a speed crawler, matched up with a beaver. Working on those gravel and rock mix, both main lake and secondary points, out there about 12 to about 20 feet deep really seems to be the key for those fish. Spider jig's working as well when those fish are a little bit shallower, or if you're going to work some steeper banks. Seems like they like that spider jig on a steeper bank versus the football jig. I don't know if it's because it doesn't fall as fast, but both the 5 and 7/16 spider jig from Jewel, matched up with a J-tail, matched up with a speed cross, same colors as we use all the time, Okeechobee blue, green pumpkin candy, all those colors are working. And then the crankbait bite. If you get a windy day up there, you definitely want to have either a wigglewort, a rock crawler, or curve 55 tied on those 45 degree chunk rock banks. A lot of fish are going to be coming off of those, especially if we get some rain back in those creeks. Hit those last couple of channel swings back in the creeks, because it'll draw the shad back in and the fish will follow them. Keep the boat 7 to 10 foot deep and basically parallel those banks. Guys, we're halfway through December. Just don't have an answer from the insurance company on my boat, but I think we're getting close. Again, I want to thank Phil Stone for letting me use his boat, and I'll be borrowing some other boats throughout the week, but going to be on the water a couple more times this week and got a couple more trips booked for next week, so I'll be on the water quite a bit. Guys, we are running winter rates now through the end of February. You say $50 on a guide trip, so that's something to think about. Like I said, if you want to book a trip, I can get a boat, so we can get out there and get fishing. So you just got to get a hold of me. We'll go out and we'll catch some fish. But guys, if you're wanting to go fishing, now's the time, especially if you want to learn how to fish deep, because the deep bite's really good right now. So if you're wanting to go fishing, thinking about hiring a guide, give me a call. It's Focus Fishing Guide Service. You can reach me at 417-860-4743. Hit my website, focusfishing.com, and either shoot me an email or book online. Either way, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But guys, thanks for watching. If you don't mind, take a minute to subscribe. Again, thanks for watching. Can't wait to hear from you. We'll see you on the water.